Okay, so good evening.
Evening. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
So this is our next session. In this next session that we have tonight, I'll be giving feedback. We'll check the activity I gave you last time, which
Yes.
was to create an effective objective and an effective production activity.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yes.
Well,
On certain pages of the book in different age groups. There were two for young learners, two for teens, and two for adults.
okay. Yes, when I saw the PPT, oh no,
Mhm,
when I saw the Google Docs,
mhm.
no, I said, oh, just this one. Okay. Then I scroll down. Oh my God, it was
There
too
are a
much.
lot.
But Chris, Ace, I
Mhm,
think that to write these objectives, I
mhm.
think the first thing I have to do is understand what is that I have to do.
Of course, yes.
Mhm.
And then the second is to look at the material. Once you
Ah,
know what to
okay.
do, look at the book or the page and then do it. So let's check. Let's see if
Oh my
you
God.
did it right.
No.
So the instructions I wrote here, write your main objective and production activity using the given page of a book. So,
I love this book.
this is a young learner's book. Macmillan Share It. And if not mistaken, this is Share It 2, level 2.
Level
So
2.
when you look at this book, right away, you would notice that it is a grammar lesson, right?
Oh, of course. It says lesson 2 grammar.
Yes.
It's a
Grammar lesson.
grammar lesson.
And the context of this lesson is, what's the
Oh,
context?
the content is
Context,
about, the context is farm animals.
correct, farm animals. And the grammar focus is,
Oh, the grammar focus is
the grammar lesson is,
asking, yeah, asking what is, no, or probably using, or no. What did I put there? Oh,
so the grammar
to
focus,
ask and talk about the animals, no?
no, grammar focus. What's the grammar focus? The target grammar lesson here.
I think how to ask,
And
how to ask and an answer, no? An answer, a, a simple question. I don't know.
no, the grammar focus here is just this and that, the one in red.
Oh, here. What is this? What's
That is
that?
just, yeah,
Yeah.
grammar focus. The grammar lesson that you need to teach your students how to use this and that in a question form. That's it. This and that. That's the grammar lesson.
And probably the contraction, no? The contraction form. Because
Yes,
here
but the
you have
contraction
what
is
it,
just your secondary objective.
so the objective is what? To
So the main objective you wrote here, by the end of the lesson, the students will be better able to ask and talk about farm animals. Now, remember, how do we check if this objective is effective or not? Number one, is it according to the syllabus or the book? Definitely, because it's using the book. Number two, is it observable? I think so, because it says ask and talk. So people or the teacher can see them asking and talking, right? Is there context? Yes, farm animals.
farm
But
animals.
the question now is it student-centered?
Yes, but here I don't say,
How do you make this student-centered? It's not clear whether it's student-centered, although we write this for our students, but how do we see that in the line there in the objective that it is student-centered? It is that it is for your students.
to ask and talk about farm animals. That's for students. But I don't think now that that is not the main objective. Now that you say me, students must be able to learn to ask using what and how to answer that question, no?
Is it to ask? So here you are guided. In this book, what's good about this book is they give you a guide at the bottom right corner.
Yes,
Talk
I can
about
talk.
animals. So here, maybe a good objective will be by the end of the lesson, the students will be better able um, to talk about their wrong spelling, favorite farm animals using this and that.
Using this and that.
Yes, because that's your grammar, right? So does it include form? Yes. Function? Yes. Context? Yes. Is it student-centered? Yes. Because when you say, of course, it's about farm animals, but when you put their favorite farm animals, so you are now personalizing it to students' own. So that because if you don't put favorite farm animals, they will just talk about the animals they have here in the book. So in the production, it will be generic. So you will not get different answers from different students. Okay, so it
You
has
are
to be
right. It's a good advice. You
mm,
have to be specific that each
correct.
student identify that it is for him, no, for that
Yeah.
student.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
to make it student-centered. So now let's look at your production. It says in pairs, play memory game and then mingle into the classroom. So is
Yeah,
application,
yeah. Well, I said probably the memory game, no, but
but what do you mean by memory game? It's just plainly trying to remember the pictures, hidden
what's
pictures.
that animal?
Yes.
Probably.
So it's not application, it's just controlled practice because it involves cognitive only without input from the students, right? So here, because you wrote in your objective, talk about their farm animals using this and that, maybe here in pairs, students
Talk about your
draw,
favorite animal. Mhm.
first is draw their favorite
Animal, farm
animal.
animal.
Uh, then go around and mingle to uh, and mingle to talk about it using this and that. So it coincides, this production activity coincides with your main objective, right? Because they have to match.
Yes, they
So
have
to
to
mingle,
match.
go around.
You said yesterday match objective to the application.
Mm,
Mhm.
yes.
Now I understand.
Does it match now?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
that's how we write the
Main
main
objective.
objective and then the production application activity. Now, for the secondary objective, so identify different kinds of farm animals and then practice the spelling and pronunciation of animal names, farm animal names like horse, donkey, goat, for example. And then identify the rules on how to use this and that. Practice reading words in contraction form. So those are all in secondary objectives.
But do you have to write down the secondary objectives too?
Yeah, I know. In this activity, no, you don't have, but I just say it like that.
But when
In the
you are,
annual lesson plan, yes, you have to.
yes, oh my God. Mhm.
But I did
So,
not ask you this one yet because my target is just main objective and production activity. Later, we'll have time for that.
oh my God, yes. So,
Next, yeah, question.
mhm. No, it's okay.
So next, this part, another
Excuse
lesson,
me.
uh, grammar, but presented in a different way, right? So there is a listening dialogue here. There's a script, and then the grammar rules explained. So this is what I mean by discovery and inductive method of teaching grammar. So instead of grammar being explained with rules, they give you examples. And this is better than, writing here the rules on how to make past simple, right? Some books,
Mhm.
they would write here um, to make the verb into its past form. If it's a regular verb, add ed to the base form. So that's quite difficult for learners who can't even read and speak English to read and understand the rules. So rather, just show it. Give
But
examples.
do you
Generate.
think they can get it? For example, if you don't explain why use make, you will use made to express in the past.
So
Do you think
definitely
they
they
will
can
do
get
it?
it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
definitely they can get the rules without explanation. And also we go back to the question. Your students are learning English. They cannot, maybe they cannot understand, they can read, but they cannot fully understand. So what is your guarantee now that if you explain, they would understand it? Unless you translate it in your own language. But if you use the communicative way, CLT and direct method, they say use English in explaining English. So in this case, it would be you're just wasting effort and maybe time explaining something that they wouldn't understand in the first place because it's in English. So instead of explaining, show it. And now, how do you make them understand and learn from the examples? Make sure you do it properly. For example, in this case, this is, I think they're talking about, this is
The
irregular verb.
weekend.
It's
Uh-huh.
not, so the verb presented here is irregular. It's not regular verb because regular verb in past simple is just to add ed. So this
No,
one,
this is irregular verbs.
irregular.
Mhm.
Yes, this is irregular.
Mhm.
So the first thing you have to do here, you have to show later on when you try to explain that you have to go back and differentiate regular and irregular. Words that end with ed and words that change in form, in spelling. And then that's how you differentiate. So students would see, okay, so there are action words in the past that you just have to add ed, and there are actions in the past that you have to change the spelling. This in their mind by looking at the example. So you don't have to explain. They will see it and get it from there. But anyway, so let's see first how you wrote the objective given this kind of material. So by
I
the end of
think
the lesson, the students will be better able to talk about action verbs using the past tense form.
from
Uh, Is it according to the book? Yes. Is it, does it
Yes.
have the form? Yes. Past tense, verbs, action. The function, that is missing.
Action verbs.
But what is action verb? Is it action verb in general? I don't think it's just action
No.
verb in general because it has to be in
Talking
the
about the
past.
weekend? Uh-huh.
Yes, it has to be in the past and not just past, but weekend. So that's very specific. And it doesn't have, it's not student-centered also because it's too generic. Although you said the students will be better able to, so whose weekend are they going to talk about? So again, you have to say it. By the end of the lesson, the students will be better able to talk about uh,
The
their
weekend
weekend activity.
activities in the past tense form. Mhm.
Yes, using the uh, the past tense form of
Form
verb.
the verbs. Mhm.
So yeah, this could be, or if you want to be consistent with the structure here, be better able to talk about what they did last weekend. What
Oh, okay.
what students did last weekend
Mhm.
using the past tense form of the verb. Okay,
Um,
because it
mhm.
has here the did form. Mm, okay.
You don't have to specify that it is about action verbs,
Yeah,
the
yes.
verb.
Well, the weekend, what they the did the action there is did. That's it's already what is
Ah, okay.
signified by the word did. Mm. So it's already here. That's why when
Yes.
you change, it depends on your structure, how you write it. So I just followed what is in the book. Mm. Otherwise, if you want to paraphrase it, the same as what I did earlier. So you use the word action words or activities.
No, I think that's clear,
Yeah, this one
and it
similar.
explains it.
Mm.
Mhm.
Then now let's look at the activity, the production in pairs of four. Let students talk about what they did last week. Okay, this one is good. What they talk about what they did last weekend. So at least this one is it coincides with your objective
The
now
science.
because
Yes.
earlier it did not. So students talk about what they did last weekend.
And probably then, for example, if you do this activity, then you can call on some of them to talk about what their partner did last weekend, no? To explain
Mhm.
to the class or no.
Yes, yes, you can
Mhm.
also do that. And well, you can, that's part of the setting up of
That's
the
part.
activity.
Uh-huh.
Mm. So after they share what they did last weekend, then ask some members to move around, transfer to another group and tell them, okay, this time your task is to share what your other classmates talked in your group earlier, and now you share it to the other members of another group. So they will now say, let's say Matt last weekend um, visited some, yeah,
His
so
grandma.
grand. So they, it becomes now like
So
support
after
other group sharing.
so after they do this in pairs, then they can share this information with other pairs, you mean?
Yes, other pairs or other groups.
About them or about the partner?
Uh, it's up to you. It could be about them again, or about their partner.
Their
So either
partner.
way, because it will still be the result and the outcome would still be using past simple of the verb.
Okay. So
So
you don't call to so that the students share with the whole class. It's better if they do it in groups.
I don't normally ask students to stand in pairs or individual to make presentation or to talk in front. Why?
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm gonna be wasting time. There are students who would be shy to stand and you have to wait until they or convince them to stand. Otherwise, if I only call those who are willing to stand, it will be the same students over and over again. So what I do is mingling. Everybody in pairs, talk about each other's activity. So who's number one? So all ones first will begin. All twos will now take turns. After that, so what I do is I form a circle, inner and outer circle. So the ones are in the inner circle. So you first talk. So all of them, number ones in the inner circle, will talk first about what they did last weekend. Then after
Ah,
that, I would say
it wa-
stop. Okay, number
uh-huh.
two, share. So all outer circle students, number twos, will now have the time to talk about
Sure.
their
Uh-huh.
weekend. Then I would say inner circle, move to the right, and then outer circle, move to the left. So it's alternate movement. Now, when they move, they will now have a different partner. That's a lot easier. So everyone gets to participate. Everyone gets to talk. No favoritism. No, no pushing of who's gonna be talking because everyone gets to talk.
Oh, can you
Yeah.
explain it again, please?
Okay. So, uh, wait, let me demonstrate it using insert shape. We call it, I forgot the name of this. Oh, sorry.
Ace, I
Yes.
will be back in 2 minutes, okay?
Okay, sure,
Wait
sure.
a second. Okay. I'm back.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Let me,
Thank you.
can you see, I'm trying to share. It's a drawing board. Do you see this one? Like like a white screen. Can you see a white screen? Carmen, you're
Yes,
on mute.
I can see the wide screen. You have made a circle. Mhm.
Okay. So this is what I uh what I would do. So for example, students will be, there are group of students inside and group
Okay.
of students outside. So uh, another way of looking at it is straight line. You make two lines. Okay, you make
Okay.
two lines, could be two lines, but it's easier if it's circle because they can just move left and right, right?
Uh-huh.
So the inner circle are, I will call them number one. So they are number one. So how do I form the circle? I would just ask students count one, one, two, one, two. Okay, one, two, one, two, one, two. Okay, everybody stand. All ones, small circle inside, and all twos outside circle. And then
All
face,
ones in one circle and two outside the circle. Okay.
yes. So the inner circle are those number ones, and then the outer are those number twos. Then I'd say, okay, find a partner and face each other. So all ones, now talk about what you did last weekend. And then in 1 minute, okay, stop after 1 minute. Then I'd say, okay, number twos, share what you did last weekend to number one, your partner. And then in 1 minute also, then stop. Then next is ones,
Move.
move to the right, and then twos move to the left. So they like alternate counterclockwise and clockwise. So when they move one step, now they will have another partner, right? Because they're gonna move in circle. So with that new partner, they're going to, again, I would say number ones, again, say what you did last weekend. And number two, again, say what you did last weekend. And I would do that in maybe 3 or 4 cycles, meaning through movements. So they're able to
Mm-hmm.
practice at the same time all together, giving students maximum opportunity to talk.
To talk.
Mhm.
Excellent.
So
Mm-hmm.
this is how I
And they
would,
will not feel shy because everybody is participating,
yes,
and you are not focusing your attention in one individual.
yes. Although while they're doing this, you must be taking notes
Yes, you
of,
must be going around.
so you go around and take note who's doing it right, who needs help, or who needs correction at the end. You may have delayed
Okay.
correction later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's
Excellent.
a good way to have maximum opportunity for students to talk. So I don't ask them stand, who wants to participate? Even role play, you can do something like this with a role play. So I don't do
Yes.
role plays by twos and let them stand in front. That's a waste of time. And I only have what, 8 to 10 minutes in production. So that would be, a waste of time.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. You have covered even the time, my God.
Whenever I
Excellent.
talk about activities, I always have in mind time.
The time, yes. Mhm. It's very important.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know how to do this, how to close this one. Wait, see if I,
Safe and close.
okay.
Okay.
So are we good now with this second material?
Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
this is for young
Mhm.
learners. Now for teens, this is Get Involved book.
Sorry,
The book is
real
Get
work.
Involved. Yeah. So the book is Get Involved. And then the lesson is speaking. Okay, this is a speaking lesson.
Ah, okay.
And what are they talking about here? The
A
dialogue here
light
says,
show.
I'm excited about this slideshow. Me too. It starts at 6. They're talking about a certain program or show or event, and there's time involved. Mm. So key phrases is the light show start at 6 p.m., doesn't it? And then do we, isn't it? So what kind of phrases are these?
Oh, I think these are like function phrases, right?
Yeah.
Ah,
Uh,
no, they are tags.
hmm?
How do you answer tag questions?
Tag questions. Yes. Okay. So, but the context is
The dialogues talking
uh,
about the light
the
show.
context. What is the scenario, the theme of this speaking activity? It is
The
um,
light show. No,
an event. An event.
an
So
event. Planning
yeah,
for an event.
mm, we can make it a little bit general. So when you say main objective, by the end of the lesson, the students will be better able to plan an event they would like to go using action verbs in the present and past tense forms. But is it action verbs in the present and past tense form?
No, using tags, I think.
Tag questions. But here, choose an event that you and your partner would like to go. Decide on the following and make notes. What time, where, how to get there. Um, so it's
I
planning.
practice here. Practice in here after prepare.
Mhm.
Look, after prepare, you have practice.
Mm.
Practice your dialogue. Remember to use correct intonation in question tags.
So what would be your main objective here? It's not just to plan, right? So it will be, the students will be better able to uh, write a dialogue uh,
To write.
about,
Mhm.
yeah, be able to write a dialogue uh, and present in class about planning an event. Planning an event using tag questions. Okay,
Mhm.
so the students will be very able to write a dialogue and present in class about uh, planning their own event. So to make it student-centered, their own event using tag questions.
But this is for real world speaking, it says.
Yes, that is well. This whole page is about the whole page is about speaking.
But you say here will be better able to write a dialogue.
Yes, even though it's speaking, students cannot just automatically speak. It has to begin with writing before presenting. So the dialogue, even though it's speaking, writing the dialogue and presenting the dialogue, it's like having a role play, but with a guide. Because students cannot automatically, spontaneously deliver a dialogue, right? So that's one problem in many classes, why teachers think students did not perform the activity because the activity was not set up properly. You cannot expect a teenager to stand in front, or even if you do the mingling, even if you do the circling and the exchange of partners, they cannot think right away of what to say.
We have
So you
to
have
write
to
it.
process. Yeah, so you have, because this is an output, speaking is an output skill, production skill, there must be processing, right? Remember the process, the process is important. Let them think, let them write, then before you can ask them to present. The presentation there is to have a dialogue, to read the dialogue in class. So that's still speaking, but it's a guided
Ah,
one.
even if they have to read their own work. Okay.
Yes, yes, it's
Mhm.
just reading their own work. So
Yes,
the
because
important there is they created their own dialogue.
mhm. Yes, they like to write the dialogues.
Mm. Because again, students cannot memorize it. Mm. So they have to write. Even though this is speaking, there is writing involved. Mm. The
Okay,
presentation in class, that's the speaking. Mm.
excellent.
The same way in writing, you begin with writing, but still you end it with speaking activity, even though your target is writing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm. Because it has to be, again, it has to be observable. There must be
Oh,
action that can be seen, right? Mm.
mhm.
So
Excellent
now
explanation.
the
Mhm.
production is in peers, present a dialogue arranging an event they would like to go, including phrases for check information and question, and question tags for check information and question tag. Okay. So in peers, present a dialogue, present their
Present.
written dialogue,
Uh-huh.
uh, about arranging an event they would like to go, including phrases for check information and question tags. Okay, so
Mhm.
the activity
They
is good.
match. Uh-huh.
Yes, but
Wow.
I think there's something really, yeah. So I agree now that you have problems with making main objective. So
Yes, it's terrible.
because there are information lacking, it's not complete. So this is an example of complete objective. It has
Objective
your function, your form, observable, student-centered. All those questions must be answered yes.
and the context. No,
Context, yes.
no, it's incredible. Yes.
Now let's look at this one. I think you missed this part because there's no answer.
Oh, yes, there's no answer. Oh,
Yeah.
there was
Anyway,
a
maybe we
problem with this.
yes,
I didn't know what to do.
this is a
A
reading list.
reading, yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So remember, how do we write reading objective? By the end of the lesson, students will be better able to, what's the first one?
Well, to get the gist of
Uh-huh.
the
So meaning skim and scan.
okay.
So just the
That
word
would
skim and scan, because to get the gist is too long. Just say be able to skim and scan what?
oh the gist of the reading. No.
No, just use the phrase skim and scan automatically right away. It means already that. So by the end of the lesson, students will be better able to skim and
Ah,
scan the article Science Making a Difference. So that's what you
okay.
be able to um, skim and scan an article Science Making, was it? Science Making a Difference. Science Making a Difference. And then your second would be what?
Oh, oh
Actually, this is talking
no,
about,
I think I
you
I
have?
wrote it. Yes, please go down. Probably it's in another place.
But this one is natural disaster, which is this part. So, and this one
Because
is technology.
no, probably this. Oh, here. Here. The last one?
The last page, this one,
Yeah. The last activity.
this one.
Yeah, let me. Oh, yes. I
It,
know. I
yes.
work on this, but I forgot. I forget the other one. I forgot the other one.
Okay. So, hey, don't worry.
Yeah, but
We will answer it now. So here it.
by the end of the lesson, students will be better able to skim and scans science making a difference.
Mhm. And then, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this talks about invention.
Yes, technology also.
So think of a product that is designed to improve your life, improve your life. So a good, how do you call it? Objective is um, be able to redesign or repurpose, right? Repurpose a home product
A
and
home technology product.
yeah, a home product or technology. Yeah, product or technology. And share um, its new usage.
Mm-hmm.
So for
That's
example,
correct. Uh-huh.
because this is just like the picture, like they're repurposing certain technology that's already existing, right? So this is going to apply students' creativity and making some inventions.
Oh,
So this could be your main objective. By the end of the lessons, the students will be able to skim and scan an article, find making a difference, and to redesign or repurpose a home product or technology and share its new usage.
I think
What is
that would be the production activity.
yeah, but that is also your main objective. So the production
Uh-huh.
activity will be students will redesign or repurpose a home. It doesn't matter if you repeat the words because they have to match anyway, right? A home technology or product, um, a home technology or product,
Pro-
explain its new usage. Um, yeah,
And features.
yeah, or yeah, explain its features and new usage. Yeah.
Yes. Also,
So
for example, can it be that they they can talk about new technology products?
yeah, well, when they redesign, this can be a new technology already. Or if you want, here,
Mhm.
your main objective, you have to say, be able to invent a new technology that is useful at home.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be their own. Okay. Redesign or repurpose a home product technology they use, it has to be about them. They use and share it and share its features and new usage. So this
Okay.
one is a better and clearer one, right? So it's not another student's product or home technology, but it's there. So maybe this student has a washing machine, or this student has, I don't know what technology he is going to redesign.
Look, it matches what it says here, Ace. For example, in research, it says find out about how an object you use every day was invented. Could the
Could the object
object
be
be
improved?
improved?
Yes, actually, I got the
How?
idea from there. So I just got
Yes,
the idea from here. So I
excellent.
just paraphrased it. So
Uh-huh.
in the book.
Excellent.
So this is how you manipulate um, what the book gives you and make it into objective and productive activity. Although it doesn't come automatic and maybe there will be some challenges and struggle in the beginning, but eventually you will
Yes,
learn how
you
to
will
do it.
get to that.
Yes.
Oh, Ace, how,
Yes.
uh, for example, um, how long it takes you to write a lesson plan with the objectives and everything?
Um, actually, it depends on my mood. I'm a very moody teacher. So when
Oh,
I'm in the mood, normally I can write in like 10 minutes.
10
Uh,
minutes. Oh. The
yes.
whole lesson plan? My
Yes.
God.
But when
Mm.
I was starting, I would I would spend the whole night making lesson plans
Yes, that's what happened
for
to
maybe
me.
5 to 6 lessons in a day. So to
Mhm.
prepare the next 5, 6 lessons of the following day, I have to spend the whole night preparing it. But
Yeah.
as I have made, because once you made a lesson plan for a particular book or a particular class, it will just be repeated. You just have to modify, change something that didn't work before that will, try to make it work now. So
Or you
just
can use that lesson for other groups too.
true. Yes, yes. Recycle. So yeah, I do that a lot. So I have in my classroom, I have pictures of different sorts of pictures from different books, but they are categorized. Maybe family pictures, friends, students, children, animals. What kind of animals? Pets, zoo, wild animals. I have vocabulary. So I'm quite OC. I have I have an obsessive compulsive problem, so I'm a bit organized in my things. Otherwise, I can't function properly if I don't do like this. So it's all arranged, so I know and I memorize where I put them. So I just pick them right away. Or when I'm lazy, when I'm lazy, when I'm in my craziest moment, I prepare lesson along the way. I that's how that's how lazy I could be. How do I prepare lessons along the way? I only think of one activity in advance. So
Okay.
before the class starts, I only think of what's my warm up. So because warm up would give you 5 minutes, right? So
Uh-huh.
within that 5 minutes, I can already think of what's going to happen next after warm up. So what happens there is just I'm just a page away from my students' activity. Mm.
And then you follow the book. And
Yes, I
then you
still follow
follow
the
the book.
book. I still follow the book. Yes. Then what happens now is not a lesson plan, but a running commentary. We call it running commentary, meaning
And
you write the things that you are doing as you go along. So that, because you still have to submit it, because in our case, we have to submit the lesson
yes,
plan.
that's the problem.
So yes,
Mm.
but when you are a senior teacher or an old teacher in that school, they're not so strict to you anymore. They don't some academic heads or supervisor, they check before class, but because they know that you're making one, so sometimes they don't check anymore. Sometimes they only checked it for evaluation, like they randomly pick your lesson plan, so you have to still submit, so you have something
Oh
to
my God.
present. So
My God.
that's my trick when I'm
Uh,
not.
Ace, are you observed sometimes as your
Yes,
yes?
I here in Vietnam, the practice here is we believe that nobody is in monopoly of knowledge and skills. So as a teacher, I get to be observed by One, my supervisor. Two, by another colleague. And these two will give me feedback. And
Okay.
the same way, I can observe other teachers that I want to observe, especially classes that I'm not good at. Maybe, for example, when I was first given kindergarten classes, I wanted to learn more how other teachers are doing it. So I request from my supervisor, I want to observe a kindergarten class. So they gave me list of classes, kindergarten teachers that I can observe according to my available time. So that's how we learn.
Mhm.
We learn from others. Even though I've been teaching for what, 15, 18 years, I still do observe other classes to learn from other teachers. The same way I welcome observers in my class, although it's not so convenient. It's annoying sometimes and it's scary. But
Very, yes.
the good thing here is our evaluation form is positive form. They don't criticize the way you teach, but rather they highlight the good points that you're doing. So you will be, if I will be observing your class, I will only highlight the good things you're doing. And then maybe we can share how we can make things better next time. That's how we do it. We don't ask unsolicited uh, advices. Yeah, because that will create conflict among teachers, and we should not be criticizing uh,
Other
the
teachers.
the shortcomings of other teachers, but rather appreciate the good things that the teacher is doing, because that's the purpose of observation. You want to learn from the teacher, not to critique and evaluate. That's our mentality of evaluation. That's why it's less scary, although it's still the scary part there is
Scary.
because you need to prepare. And what
Yes.
if you will make a mistake? No? And
Thank you,
observers here are quite strict with time. When you write in your lesson plan 5 minutes, it has to be uh, completed on or before 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
Otherwise, they will comment overtime, overtime. So I've learned that way, so I don't mind it anymore. And
Okay.
normally when there are new teachers, that's what new teachers would do. They go around different classes and observe classes, because that's what I did when I was new also.
Hmm.
So that's
Thank you so
part
much.
of our system.
Okay.
Why are you
Three
scared?
stories of survival. Oh my God.
Are you scared?
Don't laugh about my objectives.
No, no, no. What happened here? I want to make it down. Are you scared to be
Up.
observed?
Yes. When I am observed,
Mm.
I forget about the class, what I am doing. I
But do you bring cue
am very
card?
nervous. Huh?
Do you bring cue card?
Cue card?
Yes, like a guide card, like just like a news anchor or news interviewer. They have a cue card. They hold a small paper that will be their guide. So of course you don't memorize your lesson plan. That's crazy. When you have 6 lessons in a day, you cannot memorize it. You cannot also hold your lesson plan because it's long, and it's difficult to read. So what we do when we are performing an observed lesson, evaluation lesson, so all stages, I write it on a piece of paper, like maybe half of the bond paper, then
Uh-huh.
write in big,
Like a guide.
like a
Uh-huh.
guide. For example, warm up, one paper warm up, or I begin with greetings. First paper, greet the students, good morning, check homework in big font so that I can read right away. Because when you're nervous, sometimes you cannot read anymore properly, right? So
Yes.
you have to make it maybe 20 to 30 font size. So just you can read. And very short, direct text. Greet
Yes.
students, check homework, action words. And then that's what you do when you check, okay, good morning, class. My name is, I'll be your teacher today. Let's get your workbook and check your homework. That's it. And then
Excellent.
once it's
Uh-huh.
done, I cross it out, and then, or I remove it and then put it on the table. Then I read the next page. The next page is warm up. Group the students into two, then give instructions. So I say, okay, class, now our first activity, I will divide you into two. Count 1, 2, 1, 2. One's here, two's here, and that's already in my paper. And then once done, remove. So I will not forget the steps. So there,
The
it's
stage.
also
Uh-huh.
arranged according to the lesson plan. So we call it cue card.
Cue card.
Q,
Excellent.
CUE, Q. Mm. It's
CUE.
like you
Yeah,
cue
cue
what
card.
to do next. Yeah, just like an
Yes.
announcer on TV. They're holding
It's
a
like a
microphone.
list. Uh-huh.
Yes, yes. Mm.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Excellent.
that's what we do. Um,
Great
okay.
advice. Mhm.
You can do, because evaluation class, observed class, that's your performance,
Yes.
rating. So it has to be
Mhm.
perfect. Mm. Next,
Excellent.
a writing. This is a writing lesson. This is what's this?
3 stories of survival.
Okay. So now this is already adult. Speak your mind. The book is Speak Your Mind. So this is a writing. I highlighted writing because I want you to write a writing lesson plan.
Yes, I said, oh, he underlined this, made a
Yes,
circle, and this
yes.
was a writing thing.
Because you might look at the vocabulary or the listening or the speaking, because
Yes.
this is what one difficult part of an adult book. It has many skills because it's an integrated book,
Ah,
but
okay.
you still have to find what is your main skill to teach in that particular lesson. So here, I want you to do writing. So by the end of the lesson, the students will be better able to write
Right
about
about
natural
me.
disasters. Again, it's too general, right?
Oh my God.
And it's not student-centered. So a good way to do this is, and also it, even though it says writing, it should not end with writing, but there is presentation or sharing,
Mhm.
right, of their written output. So by the end
Ah,
of the lesson,
okay.
this will be able to write about, let's say, the natural disasters in their country, just
In their
in
country,
their
yes.
country,
Oh, you're
or about the most common natural disasters in
natural
their country, because
disasters.
there are countries with, for example, in Japan, earthquake is common. In Philippines, flood and heavy rain, it's common. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there was a huge earthquake
Yes, in the
2 days
Philippines.
ago in the Philippines.
Yes, it was a strong one, 7.3. So, but
Yes.
it's on the northern part. We are the
Oh,
southern,
okay.
complete opposite. So we are safe. So that's how you make it better. Be specific. Students will be able to write and present, write and share, or maybe just sharing about the most common
Sure.
natural disasters in their country. Or
Excellent.
it could be uh,
Here it says
because it's so, talk about character adjectives, right? If you want to,
negative character adjectives.
mm,
Yes.
so if you want to integrate that from the lesson, it could be. So if you want this to, another way of writing this, although this is already acceptable, but you can also write, will be better able to write and share about their unforgettable, about their memorable, maybe memorable is
No,
bad.
it has to be negative. Their
Unforgettable.
their bad experience or something like
Yeah,
that.
unforgettable, about their unforgettable experience of natural disasters in their country.
That's
Of any,
better. So they
yeah,
can use the adjectives there.
yes, correct. So they can say, I was so nervous. Yeah, I have to stay calm. Yeah, something like that.
Character adjectives. Disasters.
You can even want, if you really want it to be very specific, character adjectives using character, using character.
Oh, you can be specific.
Yes, character. So you are guided that it's not just describing, but you want the student to make use of the vocabulary here.
Uh-huh.
And then your production, the students should write a post about a survival situation they have experienced. Okay, so this becomes unforgettable experience, but it has to be specific. Students should, not really should. We don't want to be
Right.
imposed. So write
A post.
what is this, a post like a blog post or a Facebook post? Are you thinking about that or what?
No, just a post, because I didn't know if it is a face-to-face class or
Yeah,
online. I don't
this
know.
is going to be a face-to-face class. What post are you talking about here?
Students write.
Even if it's face-to-face, or even if it's online, you can have it like in my, for example, in my class, I would normally tell them, okay, write this. Well, we write it in class and present, but later on they're going to put it online. Can do something like that, or I give them like a Facebook board. I print a Facebook board and then I tell them write it here. So it's like they're writing it on a Facebook, but it's on paper.
Oh, so
So yeah,
they have
it's
to
up to
write
you.
as a letter, you mean? Students write a post.
No, just like writing a note, a Facebook post, like when you go to Facebook and then you type, today I've got a scary experience about an earthquake. There were things got damaged. I was so scared, something like that. A very short paragraph about that experience.
So students write a post. That's enough.
Yeah, but you have to specific what kind of post. Is this like a Facebook?
I understand, because otherwise you will have to say students post an article or something like that.
Yes. So how do you want it? Because you are the teacher, how do you want them to do this? Here in the
Oh,
story, it's a blog post. It's a blog story.
so they can use probably this one, which is in Padlet or
I don't
in
know what's
Jamboard.
popular in Peru. Yeah, you can have, if they're familiar with Padlet
Jamboard,
or Jamboard, yes, could be.
yes.
Write a post, uh, or students write.
Even in Google Docs, they can do it.
Yes, they can. Students write about their survival, about their unforgettable
Forgettable.
survival situation they've experienced through a
Natural disaster.
and post it in the Jamboard, in the sorry, in the class Jamboard. Maybe you have a class Jamboard, so yeah, they can put it there.
Just write about their unforgettable survival situation they have experienced and post it.
And post it in the class Jamboard.
Excellent.
Or because we want them to talk about it also, because again, we don't want writing to end in
And
writing.
present.
Right? Yeah, write and present. And then the end product will be posting it in the Jamboard. So
So about no more. Students write and present their unforgettable
survival situation they've experienced and post
it in the class Jamboree.
Okay. Okay. So this is
Excellent. An amazing story.
the next one is
Oh my God. Look at the
technology.
picture.
Creating an accessible world. So this is reading
This
for
is
adults.
another reading. Uh-huh.
So this one is the thinking skills here is I haven't read the article actually. I'm just guessing. I don't know if you've read the article, but explain how technology improves your ability to work, travel, socialize, and study.
Yes, and
So
study.
here you don't have to recreate a technology, but maybe share and talk about the technology's purpose in your life and work. Maybe.
Uh-huh.
Um, by the end of the lesson, the students will be very able to talk about how technology impacts our daily life. It's too generic. Our daily life. It could be his or her daily life, right? Because you want it to
Okay.
be student-centered.
How technology impacts their daily life. Mhm.
Students' daily life, or
How
yeah,
technology changes, no? How
again.
the students will be better able to talk about how technology changes and advances impacts their daily lives. Probably.
Yes, could be students' daily
Mhm.
life. Let's see. Let me read just a couple of lines. Through the use of
Okay.
technology, we are changing the world that is accessible to us, people such as you, her, co-director of MIT Center for Extreme Bionics, are responsible for these changes after the removal of mistakes. Ah, okay. So there is a technology. He has a fake artificial legs. He has
Oh my
artificial.
God. Yes, now I see them. Mhm. Imagine he can continue living. Mhm.
Yeah. So this is an example of a technology that impacted his life, enhances his way of living. Could be like that. That could be your how do you call it? Your story, your objective. By the end of the lesson, the students will be able to talk about how technology changes,
Advances, I think.
advances,
Technology advances.
yes, students' daily life. Advances, impacts. These are all just synonyms. Change, student daily life. Okay, so in your production, get in groups of four and discuss. Uh, Aside from discuss, maybe of four, identify and discuss the most important technology, uh, important, the most important
Important advances in technology. Mhm.
way. So identify and discuss the most important advanced technology uh, that that technology that changes or impacts
Impacts
uh,
in the lasting year.
the life of uh, how can we
Yes,
uh,
we have to do it.
because this the one oh well this is an adult class, but the difficult one here is uh, the example is about disability, you know, so that it cannot be about themselves if they are not sorry to say, but if they are not physically disabled, so of course we cannot tell them think that you are disabled, so you have to be
So,
careful. Get in groups of four, identify and discuss the most important advanced technology that changes or impacts the Because this one is student's life. Ah, no, because they're adults, so not really student's life, but it should be life in general to make it easier. Changes.
Because they are adults, it
Yes.
doesn't have to be so specific for students.
Yes,
And
because they are not, when we say student, maybe they're thinking of uh, elementary and high school students. Our adult may not be students, they may be working individuals, right? Maybe young professionals.
excellent. I understand that. Yeah. So
So
the main objective is okay, but let's see the production activity.
yes,
Getting
let's
groups of work.
get some idea from the book. Uh,
Okay.
Here you can use this one. Explain how technology improves your ability to work, travel, and socialize.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so this one. So
Yes.
get in groups of four, identify and discuss the most important, or maybe not the most important, but just technology, right? Uh,
Technology advances. Mhm.
yes.
How
And this,
technology advances has changes our ways to travel, to work, no?
that uh,
Here.
improves,
Yes.
that changes, impacts, improves the way, uh,
Here. Let's read it.
what's that? The
Our
ability to
workplaces.
improves the
Mhm.
way uh,
We work. Uh-huh. We work, travel, and everything.
you work.
Travel. Uh-huh. Oh, let's see more there.
Improves your ability to work, improves your ability,
Socialize and study. Uh-huh.
that improves your ability to work, travel, and socialize.
Socialize. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
There was another one to work,
Study,
travel,
yes, you can.
socialize, and study. Uh-huh.
I did not include the study. Maybe all my
No,
students are not students anymore. They are working professionals. So yeah, I can just cut it and limit
but
it.
they have to study also.
Oh yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Because I removed the study here in the objective. So,
Okay.
but anyway, yeah, you can socialize or maybe what's that?
No, I
Travel.
think this is okay. And socialize. That's
Yes,
it. Uh-huh. For adults. Mhm.
yes. So again, you can pattern it to the certain kind of students you have. No, you don't have to be restricted. Okay.
So that would be our production activity.
Yes. Mm.
Excellent. And here they have, and also here in these 4 or 5 examples, there are also secondary objectives, right?
Definitely, yes. And actually, that's what we are going to do next.
Okay.
The next step here will be to identify secondary lesson stages and how we are going to put it, the body of the lesson plan to make it conversational.
Mm.
Meaning, how do you deliver the content? So if you use, I will not restrict you to what kind of framework you're going to be using if you want PPP because you're familiar with PPP. So how do you put it in a PPP framework? So using this page, what would be your presentation, your practice? You already have the production, right? So what you have to add is just the warm up, the presentation, and the practice. what are the activities you're going to have?
The warm-up, the presentation, and what?
Warm up, presentation, practice.
And the control activities.
And yes, in the practice or the control activities, what are the activities? Because it doesn't mean that you have here A, B, C. Are you going to be doing all these things? What are the things you're going to be adding? So we now use ROSA: replace, omit, supplement, adapt. So yes,
But
don't
first
worry,
we
because
have
I will first guide you in one. I will be with,
secondary objectives.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah, so that would be, well, in your free time, if you want to prepare in advance, think of secondary objectives, and then the lesson stages: warm up, present, practice. Until practice only, because we already have the production.
yeah.
Mm.
So the control activities
Mm.
or the study part.
Yes.
That's the
What I
most
wanted to see actually is, what activities are you going to do? Are you going to copy what's in the book? Are you going to adapt? Are you going to manipulate, change? How you make these activities, these in the book, communicative, conversational. So that would be our meeting. Yeah, we only have 2 meetings left, and that would focus more on creating the lesson plan.